Deep within the heart of the African jungle, where the dense canopy allowed only flecks of sunlight to pierce through, a legendary figure thrived. Tarzan, known to the local tribes as the Lord of the Jungle, moved effortlessly through the towering trees, his keen senses alert to every sound and scent of the wild. Tarzan's origins were as extraordinary as his abilities. Born to British aristocrats marooned on the coast, he was orphaned as an infant and adopted by a tribe of great apes. Named Tarzan, meaning white skin in the ape language, he grew up mastering the ways of the jungle, his strength and agility surpassing that of any human or animal in his domain. One afternoon, while Tarzan was perched high in the branches, he heard an unusual sound, voices speaking in a language he hadn't heard in years. Intrigued, he swung silently from tree to tree until he saw them, a group of explorers, clearly lost and struggling to navigate the dense foliage. At their center was a woman whose beauty and grace immediately captivated him. Her name, he learned through their conversation, was Jane. Tarzan watched as Jane and her companions attempted to set up camp, their actions clumsy and foreign to the jungle. He noticed the growing tension among them as they argued over a torn map. Suddenly, a rustle in the bushes signaled danger, a prowling leopard, its eyes fixed on the oblivious group. Without hesitation, Tarzan leapt into action. With a primal yell that echoed through the trees, he launched himself at the leopard, wrestling the beast with a strength that astonished Jane and her companions. The fight was swift, and soon the leopard lay subdued at Tarzan's feet. The jungle lord stood tall, his intense gaze meeting Jane's eyes. Jane, though initially startled by Tarzan's wild appearance, felt an immediate connection to her savior. She saw not a savage, but a protector, a man in harmony with the world around him. Tarzan, equally fascinated by Jane, was struck by her courage and kindness. Though their worlds were vastly different, a bond began to form between them. Over the next few days, Tarzan guided Jane and the explorers through the treacherous jungle. He showed them the hidden paths, the edible fruits, and the ways to avoid danger. In turn, Jane taught Tarzan about the world beyond the jungle, sharing stories of cities, technology, and art. Despite the language barrier, they communicated through gestures, expressions, and the unspoken understanding that grew between them. As their journey neared its end, Jane faced a difficult choice. She could return to her familiar world of civilization or stay in the wild with Tarzan, where her heart now lay. The explorers, having found their bearings, prepared to leave, urging Jane to come with them. Tarzan, understanding her dilemma, did not plead. Instead, he offered her a simple, heartfelt promise. "No matter where you go, Jane, this jungle will always be your home." Tears in her eyes, Jane embraced Tarzan, knowing that their connection transcended the physical distance. She returned to her world but carried the spirit of the jungle and Tarzan in her heart. Years later, as Jane sat by her window in London, she often thought of the wild jungle and the man who had captured her heart. And in the depths of the African wilderness, Tarzan looked up at the moonlit sky, knowing that somewhere far away, Jane was looking at the same moon, their souls forever intertwined by their extraordinary adventure.